Frustration, curse words, lots of curse words. Everything that could be negative in terms of getting a mortgage loan generally comes from loan underwriting. It's what no one really likes to do. No one really wants to talk about it. But we're going to talk about it today. I'm lucky enough to be sitting here with Will from Nittany Mortgage, State College, coming into town.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, the dreaded underwriter.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about loan underwriting that no one likes at all. Loan underwriting, you guys know, you get all your documents, you put them together and send them to the loan underwriter.
And then get ready.
Buckle
in.
Yes.
Batten down the hatches.
Yes.
You're in for a ride.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about, Will and I are gonna give you a little bit of a lift the hood and talk about it, right?
Yeah.
About what it is. So Will's another local loan officer in the area, along with me. So going through loan underwriting, you get all your docs together. Go put us through the paces really quick. I come to you for pre-approval. What is it? What are they doing?
We look at a lot as loan officers. We do a lot of legwork ahead of time preparing our clients and their files for underwriting.
Correct.
Something everyone always talks about, the underwriting, the underwriter, blame it on the underwriter.
Yep.
That's a huge part of the loan application process.
Yes.
In a nutshell, at least my experience, and you can probably give your own definition of it, the underwriter is the checks to our balances.
Excellent. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah.
If it was up to us, we would do every single loan that ever came across our desk as far as an application is concerned, because we work in sales. We want to help our clients. That's what we are hardwired to do.
Yes.
Underwriters are the opposite. They're poking holes. They're giving stress tests to these files. They're analyzing every line item of every document that you submit, asking for additional documents to make sure that they are making that file foolproof.
Yes.
And passing of those guideline standards. So
What items are they going over?
pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, gift letters, rental agreements, tax returns, any and every document that you can possibly provide for a loan application gets reviewed by an underwriter. Now, not every client needs to provide every single document that's out there.
Yep.
It just depends on that situation, but they are looking at it with a fine-tooth comb and trying to find a reason that this loan could fail, and we have to prove otherwise.
Correct.
It's a headache. It's a nightmare for a lot of people. In my opinion, it is a necessary evil. Look at
Yes. Well, yeah. Look what
18
happened
years ago.
Yes.
When the financial crisis was going on, and there was a lot of mess that happened as a result of sloppy underwriting or lax policies.
Yes.
So it is a necessary evil. However, it makes everyone's lives really difficult.
If you ever seen the movie The Big Short, watch it. If you want to know why we got into what we did, that's a great movie. There was really lax underwriting. It was, you and I both been doing loans a long time, where it was stated income, stated. No one was double the checks to the balances.
Right.
Is your pay stub? Do you really make $80,000 a year?
Right.
Kind of important. Do you really? Can you afford the mortgage? Kind of important. So, and a lot of people don't know too. I went to, and everything you said was spot on. What they do, where they go through, and the why do we need this person? Why is that? To avoid what happened before.
Right.
But these mortgages have to be sold on the secondary market, all of them. And this isn't just Nittany or us over here at Conquest and Brighton Legacy. It has to do with every bank. It's not just, it's Fannie Mae, it's Freddie Mac, it's where you go for everything. So anyone that I love, our loan underwriting is like the easiest to go through. It just makes me laugh.
Everyone wants to say that they've got the best underwriting.
Yep.
That may just not exist. I think my biggest takeaway that I try and share with clients when we're going through that, especially if we have some pain points, is that it's all about those checks and balances. And again, they have these rules and guidelines that they have to follow, and it's not just them picking on a file. That's what they're hardwired to do. We're hardwired to sell. They're hardwired to basically be an anti-salesperson and making sure that we're not putting the economy in another crisis mode by sending out hundreds of thousands of unqualified mortgages into the market.
And I tell people that, and every client's different. Some people are educated, they understand that they're prepped for it, which we try to do as best we can. Some people that are not, or it's been a long time since they've gotten a mortgage or don't know anything. I always counterbalance to the frustrations of, okay, if we didn't do this, how would it feel that for your file and all the other ones we didn't do this, and we were back in 2010 and 2007, before then I should say, when it was bad, and your home lost $100,000 worth of equity because no one, foreclosures are rampant.
Right.
What would you rather have?
Right.
It's for your own benefit that we do this.
Or God forbid you get foreclosed upon.
Yes.
Because we put that buyer or borrower into a bad financial position that they weren't reasonably able to afford.
Yes.
Everyone thinks that, I've got a good grasp on my finances. Most people do.
Yeah.
But again, that's why these stress tests are involved, to make sure that if things go wrong, or making sure that every last little detail is accounted for. It's really important part of the phase. Again, we don't like it.
Nope.
I'm sure there's no borrower in the world out there that says, I love underwriters.
Yes.
But it's something that...
It's an important job that has to be done I look at it as the stability of our whole secondary market for what we do for a living.
Right.
And what we go through. That's where prepping buyers for this, of what we're going to need. And I always, all the time, they're asking for this. The last thing we want to do, guys, I want to right into the camera here. The last thing we want to do as loan officers, whether it's Will, myself, anyone, is ask for stuff we don't need. So please listen to your loan officer. Takeaway. Please listen to them. If they ask for it, they need it. Please. And you're not sure on exactly what to give them, ask the question. You need it page 5 of the bank statement, or you need it, well, page 5 doesn't have it. They need it for a reason.
Yep.
Please. I don't wake up in the morning and call, how can I call Joe and just ask for random things? Just work with them. It's for a reason. Hopefully the loan officer you're working with preps you, and it's a prepared list that we can clear as much as we can. Outside of listening to them and doing those things. And part of the pre-approval part that we do is hopefully, like Will and myself and your loan officers will try to head off issues in underwriting.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's a big part of it.
We do our best to take a deeper dive into everyone's file when we're doing that pre-approval, like you said, to either prepare for or avoid some of the speed bumps that we may run into down the road.
Yeah.
A little bit of preparation goes a long way when it comes to that, or at least being able to recognize we may run into this issue or that issue.
Yes.
Let's get these documents ready. That way we know the underwriter's going to need it. Let's go ahead and submit that now. That way we're not coming up against that last minute 3 days before closing and things go south.
All day. And you see all the horror stories you see are people doing sloppy pre-approvals. Loan officers not taking, like you just said, I have certain clients that are really tough files. You know what I'm going to do before we even pre-approve you to go shopping for a home? We're going to get those documents, send them to the underwriter ahead of time, and review it. I'd rather do that now once we're under agreement and you have $10,000 on the line that you said you'll get this mortgage.
Right.
Your name, my name's on that piece of paper that we're going to dedicate ourselves to getting you that.
Contractually obligated.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
Yes. That's where it's doing the homework up front is massive. That's where lots of times the online .com lenders have a very bad reputation because they're just a number.
Right.
You called in your number 500 of that phone call they're going to take, and not that they don't care, but they're a numbers game.
Right.
We have relationships.
Right.
We need to. That's where underwriting relationships with underwriters that we can call, that we work with regularly.
Yeah,
that makes a big deal.
And we don't hate underwriters.
No,
we get along fine with underwriters when we speak with them on the phone, and we need them. Right, absolutely. And when I say evil about that necessary evil, they're not evil people. They're doing the job that they've been paid to do and tasked to do by their employer, which is to follow federal guidelines that have been, so they're not making up the rules either. Again, our lives would be easier without them, but I think ultimately our lives would be much worse without them because of the potential financial crisis that could ensue from not having proper underwriting.
Absolutely. No, it's something you need to have. It's something that's going to be there. AI has been talked about a lot with underwriting. That's good and bad for what we sit in our seat. If you're a W-2 employee that banks at the main banks and institutions, yes, it might make your life a little bit easier if you're fit that box. But a lot of the people that are in the underwriting, when you say fit the box, that fit the mode perfectly of you're W-2'd, you're salaried, you have X amount in the bank with no large deposits.
Right.
Beautiful. Absolutely. But they're looking for things like large deposits that came from maybe sources that they can't source. Was it cash? Was it, and they're doing for like money embezzling. Like there's regulations out there, regulations X, regulations Z in the banking code that they look for this stuff. So if you don't fit those boxes, you need to go to next levels of underwriting. But being prepared for it and knowing it's,
And not every client we get fits into that box, and that's okay.
Yes.
That's part of what makes our jobs exciting and valuable and rewarding to us. But we also know that not every client's going to fit into that box. So doing that legwork ahead of time,
Yep.
it pays in dividends for,
Yeah.
just getting through that underwriting phase quickly.
Yep. As a takeaway, one of my last talking points I had for this is listen to your loan officer again. Now, I always say too, it's easier to grasp if you think of it this way. Whether you're getting a mortgage with us or anyone, or just in general getting a mortgage, if I told you, like the pay stubs and the bank statements, if I told you instead of a $500,000 loan on paper that we're giving you to buy this house, what if I was meeting you behind the Target with a duffel bag with $500,000 in it? Just think of it that way. We're really giving you. Do you think you would get us that extra pay stub? Literally, just all I need is page 5 of your bank statement.
Yeah.
Think of it that way, because that's really what's happening. You don't have a $500,000, a duffel bag versus wads of money.
Benjamins, cold hard cash. Yeah.
Correct. So, and when you put it in terms of that, be like, wow, yes, I am getting a $500,000. I would get you page 5 of said bank statement. Right. Not a problem.
And, we're not doing it for our own pleasure or for fun.
No.
We're doing it because we need to satisfy those requirements. As much as we love our jobs, we don't just, we have hobbies outside of work, and we don't just collecting documents for the sake of it.
No.
But again, all of our clients that we've worked with have all, it's not like we get a hard time from people to get these documents, but it's sometimes hard to understand why we're asking for them. Or, man, I feel like I've already given you so much. Why are you asking for more?
Yep.
Again, it's not because we want to.
Yep.
It's because we have to.
Because you gave them 2 months of bank statements, and we didn't know when you gave it that it had a $10,000 large deposit of something.
Right.
So, yeah. So thank you for coming in.
Matt,
thanks for going through. This is a topic that no one wants to talk about. But any questions, guys, ask your loan officer. Ask the questions. Ask the why to those things. But if they ask for it, whether it's ourselves, anyone out there getting a mortgage, they're going to need it. The best thing you can do is get it to them and get it to them quickly.
Right.
Time's on your side. The faster you get them those documents to get to that table ahead of time. Will?
Matt, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We do the pounding. So, all right, guys, talk to you next time.
See ya.